Hey all, so my name is Queen. Um, I am a life coach, business coach. I often do my clients' hair while we are in sessions, and many of them have asked why I haven't done a YouTube channel or I should do a YouTube channel and just basically share my knowledge online. And my drunken monkey, which is what I call my doubts, the thoughts of doubts in my head, my drunken monkey often said, um, oh, well, the YouTube channel is so impersonal, right? I often prefer to have dialect with my clients one-on-one. That way I can see them, I can see their body language, I can feel the energy when they are sharing certain information, and I listen intently basically, and it's a overall experience for the both of us. Um, because I get so much pleasure in seeing them succeed in whatever their passions are. When people often ask, what is my passion? My passion is supporting other people's passions. That's what brings me joy. Um, it, it's pretty hard it's a challenge to describe what I do, only because there's no label for what I do. And some mothers out there can relate. Even though you're a mom, there's so many different hats that you wear while you're nourishing your children, while you're training their minds, while you're feeding them and worrying about them and you know, repairing wounds from them doing boo-boos all day, you know. It's so many factors, and let alone if you have multiple kids, if you have a husband, and to remember to have personal time for yourself, right? So that kind of goes hand in hand with what I do. I also do, like I mentioned, I'm also a loctician as well. I like doing that because it's therapeutic for me. I get to design styles and people hair. I only do locks. I don't do any of the other styles and things like that. I only focus on locks. Why? One, because they're your spiritual antennas. You get information from the sun. It is a hairstyle that you don't choose, it chooses you to so that you begin your journey. Um, if you look in Egyptian era, locks was the hairstyle to have. So it's more of a spiritual meaning for me, other than just a style, if that makes sense. So back to the conversation. So basically, I've decided, okay, we're gonna figure this out. And forgive me if I'm rambling on again. This is like the first video, but it gets really, really good later. Once I get the hang of everything. And we just gonna, this channel will basically be real talk. I will consistently push to thyself be true, because that is the only way that you would definitely secure true happiness. Um, and with that being said, you have to protect your ears. That means whatever you hear. You have to protect your eyes. That means whatever you watch. And protect your words, whatever comes out. Because whatever you speak in out into the universe it will manifest into existence. Um, and that goes along with what you hear. If you hear negativity consistently, your subconscious begins to attract negativity in your world. If you watch negativity, and I want to touch a little bit on the news because we're being heavily bombarded with negativity, and the mind is so sensitive that if you do that, you begin to think that you are ill. Okay, so keep that in mind. So once you control all those avenues of feeding the mind, body, and soul, you have to feed them all, right? Um, it it opens your eyes to see, okay, this is where I went wrong, because everything in life that happens to you is basically law of attraction. Okay, so whoever you chose in your life, whatever job you chose to work, whatever situation, boyfriends, wives, whatever it is that is not serving you a purpose, you chose them there. So now you have to do the work on self so that the universe can remove those lessons, because that's what they are. The Bible says you have the free will to do right and wrong, right? So if you break that down, that means it's only two options. The universe is yin and yang, right and wrong. There is no middle ground. So with those two options, it's either lean on your own understanding or trust your instincts, which is the quiet whisper from the Most High. And every time that you trust your own understanding, you seem to say, damn, I should have listened to myself. Damn, I should have listened to my first mind. Damn, I should have trusted my instincts. So after doing that quite some time, you naturally want to start trying to actually trust your instincts, because it will never steer you wrong. And every single time, even if you don't understand why you're making that decision, but your instincts tell you, I don't think I should go in that store. It's something about dude. Something about him. I don't trust it. Don't trust it. You are a puppet for the Most High. So if he's that quiet whisper and it's in your instincts, he's guiding you. Why wouldn't you want to trust that if you pray to him every day? If you're a spiritual person, it's telling you, listen to it. It's never going to steer you wrong. Why wouldn't you? So basically, I do my coaching a little differently. Every person is, to me, a brother, a sister, a nephew, a niece, family. And we are. Because at the end of the day, we are all here learning lessons. And if we're all here learning lessons, that means there's no one who has perfection. But we have some who have learned and understand. There's some who is in the beginning stage and is growing towards. So we, each one, reach one, teach one, have an obligation, the more on the senior level of it all, of the understanding, because it's never ending. Learning is never ending. I happen to love learning. Like, that's my thing. While people want to watch movies and stuff, I'm like looking for information. It's just something about that. I just love information, especially interesting stuff. But regardless to the fact, um, you want to really start making wiser choices. And we are all here to help each other. We are village style type of people. There's nothing that we don't do in groups. So we naturally have a love for each other. Let's try to continue doing that, helping each other. But we're somewhere down the line we're being misguided, which is the Willie Lynch curse, and I understand that, and I also help my clients during the coaching to reverse those things. Because the minute you reverse those things, you definitely get to break that generational curse. So even though you may have been affected, you get to save those babies. And then they have a new model of being a child. They have a new model of being parented and what parenting should look like. They will have a different model of that so that they turn around now and teach their kids what they learned. And then their children will, and then it repairs itself, right? Because Willie Lynch, he basically said that they studied our minds. They have a fail-proof system to get us to work as slaves, and it will last 300 years. Okay, so I did the math between this year and the year that it was stated it was written, and it's 360 years now. That means we're 60 years overdue. And the only reason we're 60 days overdue is because we're constantly teaching our kids the way that we were taught, and we were taught, and we were taught. The information is there. We have to take the time to gather this information and want to heal thyself, because if you heal thyself, then you can heal the next death generational wealth. Right? Okay, so that's what we work on. That's what I will try my best to share with you guys without a physical body beside me. Um, and if you have any questions or concerns or topics that you would like for me to address, please go ahead and comment them. You can, I'll be putting my contact information in the comment section, so you feel free to reach out to me. Feel free to schedule coaching if you desire. It is not something to be ashamed of. I wanted to just mention that. If you haven't noticed around you, everyone is trying to self-improve, which is an amazing thing. Why wouldn't you want to feel better about life? You have to live it. Why wouldn't you want to be able to go to bed with peace of mind? Why wouldn't you want the hurt to stop? Right? That means we got to repair that heart chakra. There's things that we have to address. But what your mind sees as reality, your perception as reality, in order to change a direction, you have to take the perception and the experience of someone else to kind of help curve your own thought. That's all that this is. Each one, reach one, teach one. Even in art, it is a mixture of different cultures that have been introduced that created a new beautiful art. And that's all we're doing, is introducing two different cultures, two different principles, outside of the box, looking in, and come up with a solution together. But it's your choice, because it's your life and it is your journey. I'm just big sis or little sis, kind of, wait a minute, I kind of help you be true to yourself. And it works. So go ahead and Share your comments. Go ahead and share, any topics that you want to hear. And I promise these will get better. I think it went well. I think I covered a nice little introduction piece. And I look forward to sharing perceptions and perspectives and opinions